This is the message for June 4th, 2014. Greetings, dear ones. It is time for action. Action to accomplish our present phase for the structuring of the global network of the light of Genesis. Illumined action to remove the deepest pockets of residue. It is not only necessary to consider the well-being of one's own continent. It is not enough to bless the weather conditions of one's own home. Even if the conditions of one's own home are sunny and warm, it will not be enough. The course of activity brings us in communication, in connection with the influences outside of our own region, outside of our own domain. Dear ambassadors, we consider the condition of the world as if it were our own garden. When other countries suffer the economic hardships, the influence spreads. When the disaster strikes the lands far away, the influences spread to the world. Likewise, the good fortune of one nation has a positive influence on the paths of other nations. The blessings spread. The good fortune is shared. Differences remain. The qualities of one region are not the same as the qualities of another. There are significant differences. The results are shared. The influences shared. Dear ambassadors, it is our great role to strengthen the conditions for each continent. Yes, we are structuring the global network of the light of Genesis. It is a great responsibility. Blessed ambassadors, lead the people of every continent, every region, out of the structure of one eon into the existence of the new eon, the new era, the era of eternal light. This new era, the era of eternal light, is supported by the great new form, the mighty great star of Genesis. Now is the time for this blessed illumined action, action for accomplishment. Let us consider in detail now the nature of the pathways. Pathways are the extensions of the Almighty Source, expressions of the Source. Existence emerges in pathways of expression. In our experience of creating, we know this experience to be the process of the dynamics of initial rotations. It is a beautiful principle, the principle of creating through the dynamics of initial rotations. In the course of the tour of the pearl of starlight, the light has increased. It is an increase of radiance, an increase of purity. Through the blessings of the increase of light, we may structure now more clearly, more efficiently, these pathways of light for the achievement of our present phase of action. Dear ambassadors, you are familiar with the spiraling nature of the process of initial rotations. It is seen in the form of the blessed pendant of eternal light. It is also seen in the pearl of starlight. We have identified 5 pathways of expression, 5 pathways of light, each beginning with the point of the great light, the seat of eternal light. Each pathway begins with the point of the seat of eternal light and travels outwards across the lands. 5 pathways of light. As with every expression of the Source, existence emerges through the process of initial rotations, spiraling dynamics of creation, the dynamics of the process of creating. The very same is true of our pathways of light. These streams of light emerge in a spiraling manner, beginning with the point of the seat of eternal light, spreading outwards. Now, dear ambassadors, today we are blessed to receive a great vision of the path of action. This comes about through the increase of purity brought about by the blessed tour of the pearl of starlight. It is a beautiful vision of the path of illumined action for the accomplishment of our present phase of action. Action for the establishment of the platform of light. We say today the path is found. Today we will redraw these pathways of light, each beginning with the seat of eternal light. These are the instructions, beginning with the point of origin, the Source, the beloved seat of eternal light. We will draw now the pathways of spiraling streams of light, encompassing the areas of residue. Every location of residue must fall within the spirals of one of the 5 pathways of the expedition of starlight. Let us draw the pathways now in this manner. This is very important. Each location of residue must fall within a spiral pathway. It is possible that in certain locations the spiraling pathways may overlap. This is also true with the case of creation. At times the pathways overlap. This is fine. It is good. Each spiral begins with a point, the seat of eternal light, and travels outwards, the spirals expanding as they progress. As the goal is reached, as the final cities are embraced by the pathway, the spiral is in its largest form of expression. At this point, we will position around the land 5 biotrinities, each surrounded by a single super star cell and a single super water cell. This configuration will generate the energy required to bring the light from the Source to the goal. With this, we will be able to place the chambers of eternal light in any location within the spiral and generate the required influence for the removal of the residues and the structuring of the web work of light, the structuring of the global network of the light of Genesis. Yes, yes. This is the great blessing of knowledge. Through the purity of light, of the tour of the pearl of starlight, this blessed knowledge has emerged. We will draw these pathways. It is very beautiful, very beautiful. Yes? Good. Now We will share this vision with our blessed ambassadors of the light of Genesis. Very good. Many blessings.